Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video is going to be over the IUD Mirena. As you all know, I did previously have my son at the end of February, and your girl had to get on some birth control, obviously. So I definitely chose the IUD. I really liked it because it's inserted into your uterus and you don't have to worry about anything, because in the past I've forgotten about the pills. I didn't like the shot, and I definitely was not getting the implant on, so that was a definitely no. So the Mirena was pretty much something up my alley. And I definitely, like I said, I didn't have to worry about it, and it's good for up to 5 years. So that's something that you guys are interested in and want to know more about, then stay tuned. Okay guys, so I got the Mirena inserted on April 10th. The process was not painful whatsoever, so that was a plus. A lot of people said it was pretty painful, but I'm guessing since my cervix was still dilated some, and for my pregnancy and things like that, for my delivery and things like that, it was not painful whatsoever. So that was a plus. I really did not feel a thing, which was uncommon for her, she said, so whatever. Now unfortunately it was a spur of the moment thing. I did not plan on getting the Mirena right then and there. I actually was just going to get like a consultation about birth controls and things like that, and then come back at a later date and decide which one I wanted to do. But since I was already there, I just said, what the heck, go ahead and get it done and call it a day. So the nurse was nice enough to give me ibuprofen, because they said you tend to cramp and you have some like shedding, or you can bleed just a little bit after the process. So she went ahead and gave me one. And I mean, like, I would say maybe about 20 minutes right after I got it inserted, I was starting to cramp. The cramping started off at kind of lightly, but as the hours went by, they were kind of intense. So that pretty much sucked, because I did not miss cramping after being pregnant for 9 months. So yeah, I did have a little bit of bleeding, not so much of bleeding, it was more so of spotting after the insertion. I maybe spotted for maybe 3 days after that, and then it completely stopped. So I did not bleed until maybe like the middle of April, towards the end of April. That's when I had my first menstrual with the IUD. That period was not horrible. It was actually the best period I've had in a long time. It was very light. I had minimal cramping, and that's the main thing I struggled with in the past. My cramping was literally horrible, and yeah, I could not deal with it. But with the IUD, my cramping was down to a minimum. Nothing that a Tylenol could not cure, you know, and things like that. And like I said, I love the fact that my bleeding was actually very light. My period did last about 5 to 7 days, typical menstrual period. So nothing, you know, monthly and things like that, because I did make a post on Facebook while getting the insertion, and a lot of people said that they dealt with with bleeding for like months at a time, but I honestly didn't. So thank you, Jesus, because I did not want to go through that many pads and tampons. Thank you, Lord. A lot of people said they also went through mood swings while having the Mirena, and I have not had a mood swings, not that I know of, unless somebody's lying to me. But I have been just the happiest person. Like, I feel like my normal self, if that makes sense. So I haven't had any mood swings and things like that. The one thing I've had was I've experienced headaches like crazy, and they are literally the devil, because I have about 3 to 4 a week, and that definitely sucks. So I just have to keep Tylenol and ibuprofens on deck, and I just pop them as I go, things like that. Another thing is clearer skin. I have noticed that while with the Mirena. I usually, before I get my period, I will have a little pimples or acne bumps and things like that pop up. This time I really didn't have that many. I maybe had just 2 bumps, and that's pretty much good to go with me. So definitely a plus. And then also with like food and things like that, I haven't had any weird cravings. I honestly haven't been eating that much, so I'm not sure if it's I don't know. I just haven't been eating that much since I've gotten the IUD. So that's basically it, what I have to say about the IUD. For my 2 months, 1 month, May. For my 1 month, it's going on 2 months, anywho, but we're just gonna call this a 2-month update, basically. On my 2-month IUD Mirena update. I recommend it so far. I know a lot of people that have a rough start and then it's smooth sailing from the end, and I don't know, it may change. I'm not sure. So I'm definitely going to come back and do maybe like a 4-month update and go from there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's smooth sailing. I've seen like or heard of some horror stories about the Mirena, and my cousin actually had to get hers surgically removed. So hopefully that is not an issue with me. And yeah, so guys, that's basically it for my 2-month IUD Mirena update. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll make sure to answer them. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure to click that red button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.